a shortcut, a shortcut.
Hey friends, today I'm going to share 10 highly effective and inspired ways that you can use a blank, brand new French notebooks. I'm going to feature the new drop from Erin Condren, which is their newest release in their notebook series. This is not the same notebooks you're used to from them. There is more, but don't worry, the old classics are still available. Stick around with me and I'll tell you more.
Foggy mornings are where I begin. Conversations I can never win, but it's not a competition. Though if it was, I'm losing.
Welcome back, friends. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene & Company. As I said before, I received this in exchange for my honest review, but it's not only going to be showing you the new drop, which, guys, when you see it in person, it really doesn't do it justice when you look at a picture. But I received this in exchange for my honest review. It was always a pleasure. I do have my affiliate links down in the description box below. And as also, if this is your first purchase, you can use the link that is $10 off your first purchase, which is, basically you get a free notebook with that. So that's pretty rad. But I'm also going to be sharing for my fellow homeschoolers, or maybe you're not homeschooling, but you have a school-aged child or student. This is 10 inspired or highly effective ways that you can use a blank notebook. So I'm going to share that throughout as I'm showing you the product. So stick around with me. Let's do this. I will flash the prices that they've gave me. And there's a couple items that are not going to be available today when you see this, but it's going to be available like a week after. And I'll make sure to flash that across so you can see that. So this first thing is the acrylic paper tray. I really dig this because honestly, this is a nice quality acrylic. I have several other acrylic products from Erin Condren, but what's nice about it, it's not just straight clear. It actually has, I think you can tell, it has a kind of teal ombre effect going on with it. Sorry about my lights. So it's really nice. And one of the things I'm thinking of using this acrylic tray, now I have to always try to figure out small space solutions. I don't, we downsize our home. We downsized twice actually. So I have to kind of figure out all different kinds of ways to make everything organized. If you walk around my house, you would think that Erin Condren is my interior designer because I have organizational things all over my house from EC. All right, so what I'm thinking, kiddos are always flashing some kind of paper or a book or something in front of my face for me to grade, for me to review. This is gonna be like my inbox, and having any completed work that I need to grade or review, which is pretty much everything, to go ahead and put it in here for the day. I'm thinking that's gonna be a nice way to use this. So that's what I'm thinking. Nice acrylic pencil holder. Now you can do this in several different ways. This one is like a tint of ombre pink, I want to say. So it looks really color, but not be too much in your face that you look like an elementary school teacher, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you're not going for that vibe, that's totally fine. I can fit quite a bit of washi tape on top of this. You can fit some other things here, but this is the fun part of this one. This tray comes out completely. So maybe you want to leave that open, or you want to use this tray here for anything else. And you can actually fit washis in here too if you lay them on their side, and you'll be able to close them. So if you have a lot of washi and that's what you're feeling that you need to do, you can go ahead and close it like that, right? And like you saw before, I lined them up on top. Now this is 16 of the EC markers, and I still have space to fit even more on this side. Plus you have this side, so it holds quite a bit. It holds a lot. So that's what I really like about their organizational tools. They really maximize the space on it. I'm gonna tell you all about it. All right, yes. I believe this one is the one that's not available on February 6th, but it's going to be like a week from now, flat set 4. I show you these notebooks. I'm going to start counting down on the 10 inspired ways that you can use these notebooks for your homeschooler or student. This is the A5 productivity asterisk notebook that is dropping today. This is a soft bound, so it has a little bit of flex to it. It feels kind of like you're touching a little bit of suede, but not with that grit on it. But it's really nice. It's embossed with the Erin Condren. I have a few of these over the years. It's nice and compact. These are nice that you can just throw in your purse or anything like that, or just like taking notes on the go in certain things. It comes with a ribbon, and this ribbon is nice and loud and happy. I dig it, and it's a long ribbon too, so you don't even need to worry about that. You know, that just can't get across and stuff. Some ribbons with notebooks, so they cut it too short. But this one, look, my friends, it's like, this is probably the longest ribbon I've seen in any notebook. So this is the productivity layout, but know that their classic notebooks are not going away, and you still can get those in 5 different, I want to say, yes, 5 different layouts. The productivity notebook gives you some designated space that you can divide your page into, and, you know, and break it down, but it being unlabeled. So being that it's unlabeled, the possibilities are endless. So one of my things, my first thing that I want to share with you is that you can use a notebook like this productivity layout, or even the other ones, as a lesson planner. Some of us do not need all the bells and whistles of a lesson planner, especially, let's say you have a younger child, or maybe you're doing digital planning at this point. That is a bad word in my... That is not something I do, but I know some of you are digital planners, but you want to take some handwritten notes as well. This can be also, these type of layouts, a lesson planner. You can use these columns right here to designate, like, you know, what you want to do for the week, and then some tasks, maybe some supplies on this side. Maybe you need some special notes to remember. You can do it per kiddo and just like break up the different section. Or if you're a Waldorf inspired homeschooler like we are, or Flex Waldorf, you can just break it up into rhythms and different bubbles here, so you can go ahead and check those off. So maybe you have this for something you want to accomplish for the week, books that you want to read for as the read aloud, whatever math lessons that you had set out, and that could be a nice way. Now these notebooks are 80-pound. Is not the same as your EC Teacher Planner, Life Planner. Those have a bit more of grit, but these are still 80-pound paper, so you can use pretty much all your favorite pens and markers. Another thing that you can use this notebook for is a daily schedule. So here's number 2, the daily schedule, a quick to do. So this daily schedule, you can just have on this page, you know, the date. You can go ahead and have your running to-do list. So let's say for the 6th, this is where it's starting, and you can have your AM warm up. You can have, you know, your subjects of anything you want to do in the morning. For us is main lesson block A, and then go ahead and list what we're doing, or per child, I can go B, and then list that, and LC, and I can even use 1 page or 2 pages, just a running to-do list, or just an outline that I can check off. You could also give this to your student to check out their daily list. If maybe, you know, you put all your plans on your teacher kiddo is not a planner kid yet, you can just give them a running to-do list for the day and their tasks that they can do, and then just keep it all together in a notebook, which will also serve as a tool that you can keep when it comes annual evaluation time, if you're in one of those places that you do that, like we do. Next notebooks, I want to show you these gorgeousness. All right, I can tell you that the pictures do not do it justice. These are so fun. They're so pretty. I love them. So this does not have the interchangeable covers like the other EC notebooks. These are A5 compact. This is a special notebook that's come and dropped today. The coils are not your metal coils from your other notebooks, and this is a 7x9. These are plastic and made to match, but I mean, this seemed like a very heavy duty plastic. They do not feel flimsy at all to me. It will be fun to see how they hold up. The cover is a paper cover, but it's super thick. It's a 350 GSM paper cover with matte foil, and it is soft. It's very like, not silky, but like it's super soft to the touch. It's almost like you're touching fabric. It's really nice. Now, these notebooks will match, the lines will match the cover. So this one, I want to get the names right. I kept the plastic so I wouldn't forget. This one, I believe, is Sunrise, and I'll verify that by popping it out front. This is the Sunrise, and this one is the Jungle. There's a couple more. I'll flash that picture right there so you can see it. And these are college rule lines. So this is gonna work with your older students, your middle, your younger ones as well. The line on top is that sunrise color that is carried through with a little asterisk on top of it. These are nice and compact. You can again put them in your bag and travel along with it. There's a metallic, as you can see, on the top part. And then the Erin Condren on the back. 120 line paper. Okay, the third use that you can use a blank notebook is character development for a student or even for yourself, and I'll explain why. Character development. You can encourage your child to create like outlines about the characters and keep track of how this character is being affected, how it, the author's point of view is affecting it as well, writing those plot lines and then helping them with the creative writing projects. Now also for you as an adult, and this is, I want to show you real quick, this is the double line marker pen. These are awesome. I love them. My daughter's trying to steal them from me and I'm trying to keep ownership of them. So you have pine red, yellow orange, Pacific green, dust navy, peony and purple, and orchid and black. So if you can see, it's literally, is that focusing? There you go. It has that double little fine point. And let's see if I can make this look. This takes practice. There we go. Taking notes for characters in a story, maybe a word keeping track of like 107 different characters and they all have these weird names that you can't remember. That is something that the student can do and something that you can do, and you can use the notebook to keep track of that and character development and also to developing their own stories. So that is another way that you can use have it pointed at a certain angle. There we go. For it to do the double. But then if you do one line, maybe you're only interested in one, then you can go ahead and just do one color. So let's put this aside for now. So anyway, here in the jungle color, and then I believe there's 2 more colors in the series. Look how pretty that is. It's just nice to pop, and your student goes to a traditional school setting. I think these are fun little things for, as you're giving the first day of school type of thing. I don't know about you, but my kids like school supplies, but these are fun. So you see that the line matches. These are going to be $10.50. The softbound notebook is going to be $16.50, and then your regular 7x9, this is a new modern geometric cover, this is $17.50. So now these, if you have covers from your life planner, academic planner, or whatever, these are interchangeable. So this is one of the new covers, but this is interchangeable. So this is the new design, the modern geometric color, and it has the inside dashboard that you can use. I recommend using a wet erase marker on these so it doesn't just rub off. That's a dry erase. And some folks actually use Sharpie because they can take that off. I never really write on them, but I will put like Post-its all over this, so that's fine. This has the line dashboard at the end that we're used to, and it has a sheet of stickers. So now this particular one is a productivity notebook as well, but look how it differs from the other productivity notebook that we had, which, this is just more muted and sleek, and this is just more colorful, obviously. So this also is perforated. I don't know if you can see that there. So if there's something that you need to, like for example, we keep records because of our annual evaluation, and there's some examples I want to do, and they've been using EC notebooks, I go ahead and take these pages out to put in their portfolio. But there can be many other reasons why you do this. So the layout is the same as what I talked about before. So let's continue on our list of different things. So you can do a learning log. So you can encourage your child to keep learning log where they can write about what they've learned each day, their progress, and their challenges they face. I think this is a beautiful way that you can really help have a commonplace notebook, but with a twist where you guys can communicate what kind of things were important to them, or what things that were harder, or anything like that. So it can be something that encourages to reflect on their day. So a learning log, and you can extend that to different ways.
It's only hard with you.
That was not my best work. So learning log could be one of the reasons. And the reason I'm not like writing on this. I don't want to mess this up because I don't know what use I want this one for, yes. But it's the same 80 pound. This is the 80 pound Mohawk paper, right? So you're going to feel the difference because this is the same type of paper that you see in your planners, and it just has more of a grit to it, right? So, but the other papers are also 80 pounds. So if one matters to you over the other, this is gonna be a little bit more slick, but not super slick.
'Cause it's not hard to say I love you, it's only hard with.
I did better that time. I did better. All right, so a field trip log. So because these, especially if you use one of this one, the A5 one, or you use this compact A5, these can travel very easily with you. So you can have your kiddo or yourself bring one of these small notebooks and keep notes on their field trip. So things that you want to remember, things that were impactful, things that you want them to do for the research paper or whatever, or project on, they can keep that in a field trip notebook. The next way you can use a blank notebook in homeschool setting or for a student is science labs. Now we usually have a science notebook where we keep all of like the scientific research writing and hypothesis and all that stuff. But you can use, especially one of the compact notebooks, to go ahead and take notes as they're creating their experiments. So things that they don't want to forget, but they're not ready to put the final product in their final science notebook, but they can take outlines and notes and things about their scientific process as they're doing the lab and further investigating if they are doing, to record the hypothesis, procedure, the observations and things like that. And then they can translate that into their final report that they're going to turn into you. So that is another way that you can use a blank notebook. The next way,
Reaching for unanswered prayers, hovering in the autumn air, yeah.
now I have a family of musicians in my house. That is my least favorite color. I'm not taking that color, but that's fine. Music notes. So my kiddos all the time are assigned different things by their music teacher, by their piano teacher, and a lot of times they're composing their own music, and I see them grab random papers here and there. So you can definitely have a notebook, and probably a 7x9 notebook, or even the large, write their music notes as they're composing their music.
I don't need them to exist, they say don't.
This probably is my favorite. This is the pine and the red. That looks so cool. Fantasy world building. We talked a little bit about that when we talked about character development, but I don't know how many of you book nerds or readers, and could be for you or for your student, that you kind of get lost in the fantasy world. I love reading fantasy, but sometimes it's so hard to keep track, especially with all the names. So that goes back into the character development and creative writing, but also keeping notes of that world building and all the complexity of it, and especially when you're reading like science fictions and those fantasy ones combined. So you can also use this to create or be inspired to create your own fantasy world building and do like developing fictional worlds, character storylines inspired by science fiction or fantasy genre. So you can use a notebook that's creative writing, but with a specific focus, but also taking notes on the things that you're reading. So when, let's say, they're writing some kind of narration or anything on what they've read, they're not completely trying to make sense of everything, because it happens to us as adults too, because I can't tell you how many times I get lost in a fantasy world. I mean, there is jokes about it. Okay, that one's super pretty too. So current events, if that is something that is part of your day, your homeschool day, or maybe, again, your kiddo's in a traditional setting, current events journal, you can create a section to discuss and analyze current events, news, articles, and global issues, fostering critical thinking and awareness and things like that. Productivity notebook could be great for that, but just a straight line notebook can be fine with that. And you can do that as well, like here, which straight line, just have like the date and what current event was happening. Or maybe you can do like the productivity line with that. But I probably think that doing a line notebook would work with the current events and not having any designated little boxes. But you can be creative maybe and then reflect back as you look back on your year of everything that went on. So that is another way that you can use a blank notebook. Last but not least is community service log. This is very specific to our high schoolers, or you know, if you do or your kiddos do community service at a younger age, great. But especially for your high schooler kiddos that are keeping track and hoping to apply to certain scholarships and things like that, or putting it part of their application for college entrance and things like that, you can definitely designate a notebook for those specific reasons. And I would probably use no, actually, I think I would use a productivity notebook for that, to go ahead and list the date, make some notes of what kind of what they did, what they accomplished, what they learned from the experience, and then on this sidebar right here, they can go ahead and jot down the hours of how long they spent, and then keep track of that. That way, a nice little physical notebook. Of course, you also want to translate that in the computer and things like that, but it's a great way to keep a physical thing. So if anything happens to a file online, there you have some physical evidence of that. So definitely something that is small and compact that they can take with them to whatever community service that they're doing, and then go ahead and jot it at the spot and keep track of those hours and their experience, not just the hours or times, but their experience of what how it affected them and such. All right, I do have a bonus showing you all of them. Which one was my favorite? I do have a bonus.
I hear languages that I almost know on the train ride back to the New York Snow Sea.
Now this is a very specific use, but if you have kiddos that are doing, of course, some public speaking, debate, or anything like that, you can use notebooks to record notes, arguments, counter arguments from debates or discussions on various topics, fostering critical thinking and communication skills. So especially as they are trying to prepare for a debate, or let's say a public speaking thing, whether you're doing something like a co-op or anything like that, they can go ahead and jot those notes here and make notes on, again, those arguments and counter arguments and all the different possibilities and research that they've done easily, and not be something heavy and bulky. 10 different and inspired ways that we can use a blank notebook, and featuring this new launch from Erin Condren. So make sure to check my description box below for the links and see what you like. Oh, I missed a notebook. Here we go. And see what you like. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.